Welcome, everyone, aboard, as my co-host Randy would say, the Starship, for another episode of Planet New Jersey, the official podcast of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. My name is Vinnie Civitillo, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in crime, Randy Stevens. Randy, say hi, let the people in their cars hear your voice.
What's up, everybody? Really excited about today's show.
Very cool. Today's episode is sponsored by Usource, and they're here to talk to us today and tell us all about it. So please, Holly Taylor, Tom Dyer, let the audience hear your voices as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly Taylor with Usource. I'm located in Philly, but I do quite a bit of work in New Jersey. I'm really excited to have this conversation today, and go Devils.
Hey.
All right. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Tom Dyer from Usource as well. And really looking forward to today's conversation with Vinnie and Randy about the energy market. So it's going to be exciting.
Very cool. Very cool. Before we dive into that, though, I've got an icebreaker here for everyone. Do you decorate for the holidays? And if so, when is the best time to get that stuff up? And when is the worst time to get that stuff up?
Yeah. Holly, you want to go first?
Yeah, this is a bit of a hot button issue, and
a hot button issue within your home,
like just in general, probably my neighbors, because I have already started decorating the inside of my house for Christmas.
Wow!
Like, I have the faux tree up. It went up on Saturday. Wow. You know, I'm slowly but surely working my way through setting up my garlands. You know, decorating the tree, the whole kit and caboodle. But outside, I will hold off on my obnoxious Christmas lights until after Thanksgiving. So
I was going to say, when she said that she's already started, decorating, I just want to put it out there that for the sake of the people who don't know the date we're recording this is being recorded November 3rd. So she's got it up now. I mean, we're not even letting like the smoke clear on Halloween yet. It's November 3rd,
There's still candy thrown all around my kitchen right now, so she's definitely a little bit
We've still got the pumpkins with the candy on the dining room table and everything.
No, I get it, but I just want to fully enjoy it, right? Just something about that magic, that Christmas magic.
That's how I feel about Halloween. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so I've got 4 kids in my household, and my oldest, who's a freshman, came home from college this past weekend, and before the other kids were even home from trick-or-treating, she's putting a Christmas tree up in her room. and later
before
that
trick-or-treating is even done,
as the kids were trading, right? So the kids were all trading their candies, Baby Ruth for M&Ms, you name it. My wife started throwing on Hallmark movies, right? So I'm stuck in this dichotomy. I'm like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Can we just take a 5-minute breather? But yeah, it's
they're starting with the Hallmark movies.
Yeah, yeah,
straight in there, Tom.
My wife loves those, and it's like her goal to see them all, Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
It's from basically now until February or March. They're just constantly on TV, and it's oh man, those are the worst.
I can definitely ad lib into the movies as we're watching them. It's I know exactly what's going to happen.
It's the same movie made 7,000 times.
Yeah.
100%, but at least it's going to have a happy ending.
That is true.
Sure.
So then we are still recovering, I guess you can say, from Halloween, right? And Christmas doesn't start here until the Friday after Thanksgiving. It's everything is still fall festive until once the turkey goes in the refrigerator, though, that Friday morning she's waking up, my wife's waking up, and it's gonna puke Christmas, I guess you can say. All around.
It's on.
Oh man, I only wish people could love Halloween the way I love Halloween, or love Halloween the way everyone loves Christmas. It's such a special time of year. And when the decorations start getting superseded, even before the holiday by Christmas, you're like, that is 2 months away. What is going on here, But all right, I'm gonna do this transition as best as I can. So a lot of Christmas decorations going up means a lot of energy meters going up, right? So tell me about Usource. I did that well.
Nice.
No, that was wonderfully streamlined.
Thank you.
Tom,
Thank
if
you.
you don't mind, I can go ahead and kick us off, and then if you want to take it from there. But
tell me who Usource is and what you do. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Usource is the official energy partner of the New Jersey BIA. And what we are is an energy advisory firm that helps businesses build a holistic strategy, tying together procurement, risk management, and efficiency. So you're not just chasing low energy rates, you're lowering total cost over time through that holistic strategy. We focus on things like load management and how you use power, including peak shaving, demand response, and smart controls to reduce usage. And that directly impacts things like capacity cost, which we're going to touch on a little bit. I won't steal Tom's thunder. And just cut your overall peak so you're using your energy in a smart way.
When you say oh, sorry. When you say do you mean like residential, business? Like who do you service?
Great question. So we focus on industrial and commercial clients, basically any large user. Our clients include manufacturers, schools, universities, governments, again, basically any large energy user within that category.
I don't know. I feel like my family might be getting up there. So we'll see.
Well,
maybe I'll give you guys
Christmas
a call.
Lights up.
Yeah, you know where to find us.
There's never a time in the house where somebody doesn't have the TV on or the lights on, like that meter is going.
I get it. Putting it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Usource has been around since 1999 is when the company was originally formed. So, going on almost 26 years, which in our space, it says a lot about the organization, how we operate, sort of the ethics behind the way we operate and how we interact with our clients. So it's stood the test of time, and we're only continuing to grow. So, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing to hear. And Holly, you mentioned, right, you spoke about the partnership that Usource has with NJBIA, which we're deeply appreciative of. And then even so, when you started talking about manufacturing, right, which is the root and the core of who BIA is from over 100 years ago, tell us about that. Like, how did, right, you think manufacturing is probably big energy, large consumption. Like, what do those relationships look like for you guys? Is it the, newer companies, older companies in the state? Give us some history there.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, manufacturers are one of, the driving clients behind our portfolio. And New Jersey is a manufacturing state. I mean, it's really incredible what is made there. I had the opportunity to attend Made in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I also attended Ray Cantor's Energy and Environment Conference last week, which was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
So the main way we like to tie this in is usually energy is a top 3 spend for organizations, right?
Okay.
And it's something where not everyone has their own team in-house to focus on that type of strategy. So that's where we come in as an extension of your team. We're here to look at every aspect of your energy strategy and see where we can save you money. So typically with manufacturers, again, it looks different for every client because I just want to highlight that we do work with customized recommendations. But usually we'll start by getting your utility bills and we'll analyze those and look at things like, are you being charged for the right rate code? Because that is something that can happen is you could be under the wrong rate code and then you're paying way more than you should be.
What does that mean, a rate code?
A rate code? Tom, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so the way that utilities assign your transportation and distribution charges is they look at your historic usage, and not to get too technical, but they also look at your peak demands. And so they're looking at what you're doing from a time of use perspective and what your demands look like. And then you fall into what's called a rate code, which is just a category that the utilities use when they're going to the Public Utility Commission for rate approval. They get certain rate approvals for different categories. So it's just a way of categorizing the way that a load is consumed. And so what Holly, I think, touches on here, which is great, is this concept that, oftentimes energy is not getting simpler, it's getting more complex. And, there's a lot of moving parts to it. And so what we help clients do is understand all of those moving components into a cohesive strategy, because what you do on one side of the equation often affects the other. So if you're doing some form of energy efficiency at your building, you have to understand how that's going to affect your energy supply contract, as well as you may qualify for a different rate code, which might overall reduce your costs. So it's looking at it holistically from that perspective. And as Holly said, we're experts. I've been doing this nearly my entire career, 25 years now, working directly with clients and helping them craft the right strategies. So yeah, it's a huge spend for a lot of customers, and it's quite complex, which is why there's a room in the energy sphere for companies like Usource.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I thank you for that too, because you just dropped a fun fact on us. You said energy is like a top three spend for, and is
Yeah.
that just for manufacturers? Is that across like, you know, all corporate businesses that are operating here in the state? Because obviously energy usage and cost is a big hot topic for us here in New Jersey, especially with the, you know, voting and all
Absolutely.
that coming down right down the pike. So,
Yeah.
I would say it's across most organizations, so
okay.
it extends beyond manufacturing.
Wow. And then Tom too, if I can have a follow-up question. So you mentioned about the complexities of just energy overall, right? So I purchased a home 5 years or so ago where we had solar panels, and I never
Sure.
thought about how all this stuff works together until this happened here. And right, so it's like I remember when we moved here, people were telling me they were like, we get X amount of dollars by selling our energy back. So can you just kind of break down a little bit? Is Usource a provider? Are they, you know, how does that work in that whole model of energy service throughout the state of New Jersey? And I'm, you
Yeah.
know,
So
bare knuckles here, but everyone's not going to be experts like Vinny.
sure, yeah. So we sit on our client side of the table, right? So what that
Mhm.
really
Okay.
means is we help them understand and evaluate their options, right? So if a customer is looking at doing some form of on-site generation, we help them understand what those economics look like. We can help source it for them. Um, and I think the big thing when it comes to commercial industrial customers, right? They're looking for generally some form of a return on their investment. So they want to understand, if I put up X amount of capital, what's the break even point, and does it make economic sense, and does it align with what they're trying to achieve as a business as well, in terms of the level of risk that they want to take on. And so it's marrying anything that a client wants to do from that perspective, right, to energy strategy, optimization, and budget forecasting and spend analysis, right? So it's putting it all together. And you know, as you mentioned, you buy a house and it's got solar panels on it. That can be a complex situation depending upon the way the contract is structured. And you know, this is one of the avenues that we help clients understand,
Got it.
is what to do, right? So and give them guidance on it.
I like it. I like the fact that you broke it down from like standing on the client side of the table, because a lot of times it's as consumers in the state, you feel like it's us against the world, where it's like, oh, you guys got some backing or support from Usource. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that we do comes at it from the perspective of, you know, again, sitting on the client side of the table, and then we've done it for a long time. And I think over the years, you start to understand the players in the industry, right, and how they operate, and that's what clients really are leaning on us for, is recommendations and strategy. And then, you know, once they decide on a strategy, it's how do we help optimize the strategy? How do we solution for the strategy? How do we execute on it?
My mind is still reeling from this rate codes thing. So you're telling me that, like, based on how much I use, so let's say I've got a skyscraper with, you know, I don't
Sure.
know. You ever see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when, you know, they've
Uh,
got like all the lights going, and like they're
It's
like the
already
one
it's
house
already
that's
been
like
playing in
spinning.
Holly's house. She's already been playing it for
Yeah,
2 years.
exactly.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you got it, Randy.
So like that kind of company, like something that would be using like crazy amounts of energy, they get put into a rate code where they would be paying more or less,
Yeah.
generally
So
speaking.
think about it. In the scene where, um, you know, all of the lights come on and you see the whole
Yeah.
city goes black, right? That's
Yeah, yeah,
because
right.
he hit this huge peak. And so what industrial customers do is they'll gradually bring their load up so that they can avoid those
Right.
very high peaks, right? So if you think about the way that grid operators work, or the PJM, the system operator of the grid, right? Their job is to make sure that in the event that somebody, you know, needs a lot of power instantaneously, that it's available, that they have enough generation set aside. But from a client perspective, you want to be efficient in terms of how you're consuming your load. You want to try to avoid a process in which all of your load is coming all on at once, because
Uh,
otherwise you get a monthly peak demand charge. It'll show up as a line item on your PSEG bill, peak demand, and you want that number to be as low as possible, because you're obviously spending the money on it. So, yeah.
but what kind of strategies would you recommend for that? Because, like, okay, let's say I know for a fact that the unpeak time, off peak, whatever you want to call it, is like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when everybody's asleep. But my
Sure.
business is only open from like 9 to 5, let's say. How do I mess with that? Or how do I take advantage of like those peak and off peak times? Because I can only do it when we're supposed to be doing it anyway, you know?
Okay, so yeah, the rates that you pay retail energy suppliers is based upon your actual load shape, right? So if you're using energy less efficiently, you're going to end up paying a higher rate. Likewise, conversely, if you're using energy more efficiently, you're getting a better rate. And so we've got a team of engineers that can come in, help out, understand from a process perspective and from an efficiency perspective what you might want to do to dramatically affect your spend and get it down as much as possible. Because look, at the end of the day, you know, it's tough to run a manufacturing business. You know, you got to be very cost competitive, and so you want to look for every opportunity that you can to reduce your costs.
So, and Holly, you mentioned part of the process, right, for getting this started is getting to know your clients, gathering as much information you can from utility bills and all that. And Tom, you just were speaking about your engineers who can come in and kind of help develop some type of operational strategy just to make the most benefit of your usage. Are these things a part of the holistic energy management program or process? Like, can you guys speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, Randy. So you're right on the ball when you're talking about how those things tie into the holistic energy strategy. And basically, I can just give you a little bit of a play by play on what that looks like. So, as mentioned, getting the bills, understanding our client's load. And we typically start with procurement. So,
Okay.
purchasing gas or electric. And then we move to managing load. So, that's shifting, shaving, automating usage to avoid high priced hours and system peaks, and trims capacity costs over time. And then optimizing operations, like Tom mentioned a little bit. So that is our engineers coming in and they're doing efficiency projects, controls, maintenance that can help reduce your kilowatt hours without hurting your performance as an organization. And then the final step would be just implementing that, or we can go a little bit further and integrate on-site and market options. So again, demand response is an option we can talk about, energy storage, things like that. And I just want to emphasize that we make decisions that are data backed throughout each step of the process. So we're looking at market conditions, we're looking at, you know, specific data coming from your manufacturer, organization, and kind of piecing that together to tell the full story.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and one thing I would just add to that is, I mean, we spend a lot of time with clients getting them, you know, talking with one another internally. So when you go into a large manufacturer, and you know, oftentimes you'll find that the facilities manager may be doing something that the CFO or the purchasing manager is or is not aware of that
Going
will
rogue.
ultimately affect their load shape, right? But you want to make sure that all three parties are talking with one another, because the CFO may say, I care about budget stability more so than anything. And the purchasing guy is going to say, I care about paying the lowest possible cost. And the engineer is saying, I'm trying to run this facility as efficiently as possible, and I need some new equipment. So, you know, it's getting those people together, talking with one another, having them understand, look, if we replace if this piece of equipment gets replaced and this is your new load shape, this is what it means from a spend perspective, from a contracting perspective, right? We help them understand that total viewpoint. And I think that's an area where you know, Usource is a bit unique in that instance, where we can come in and solution for all of it.
So I was going to ask, you have a partnership with NJBIA and our members. What could one of our members expect if they were to give you a call and say like, hey, I could use some help?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to get, you know, a face-to-face call with them or go see them in person and just learn more about their organization. It's really important for me to be able to identify pain points that clients are having with their energy strategy. So typically after we have a call and we're able to kind of figure out, you know, I'm not in a commodity contractor, you know, I'm being charged, my rate code's wrong, something like that. I would ask for a bill. And that's whenever we would really be able to dig in and start to strategize on where to go next. So usually the first steps are, I would love to have an introduction call with any New Jersey BIA member. I'm here to listen, and then we can formulate a strategy based on those pain points.
And I mean, I don't want to get too deep in the political woods here, but when you're talking about load management and demand management, I'm assuming like you hear a lot of these kind of buzzwords, like the aging grids and all that sort of thing. Is that something that Usource has to kind of work around or stay on top of as well? And Holly, I know you attended the energy and environment with Ray, but is that something that you guys deal with on the back end at all?
Yeah, I would say like grid reliability is a big issue,
Mhm.
not just in New Jersey, but actually nationally. So you have think of just about New Jersey, you have what's called PJM, which is the grid operator for where New Jersey sits. They're dealing with several challenges, right? To ensure their job is to ensure that the lights stay on, right? And I think part of that comes with interconnecting new types of resources and
Mm.
assets. You've got a lot of growth load through all of the AI data technology
Mhm.
that's coming online. So there's a lot of moving parts, right? And different forms of generation. And PJM's their job again is to make sure that those electrons can flow from point A to point B. Our job is to help clients understand implications of policies, and how that sort of ultimately reflects on an energy budget, essentially, right? So if there's going to be a new charge for some component, we want our clients to understand that. If there's a savings opportunity because of a new policy or program, we want our clients to understand that as well, and to be able to take advantage of it, right? So there's oftentimes when people look at they think about their energy spend, they think of rate per kilowatt hour that they pay a retail provider. What they, I think, sometimes maybe miss the nuance of is that energy rate that they're actually paying is comprised of many different components,
Mhm.
12, 15, 16 different components that people don't necessarily see the granularity of it, but there are different cost components that get bundled together when you're ultimately securing a deal with a retail provider, or if you're just buying from your local utility company, buying energy that they're selling you. So there's a lot of nuance to it, and again, our job is to break it down and to help clients understand what components they can affect and what components they really can't affect and have to try to budget around or try to change process around. So I think Holly brought up a great point, which is, look, we've got this relatively high cost associated with this component known as capacity. What options are available, right, for clients to take advantage of or to avoid the costs? And so I think, there are programs available, things that can be done. I think if people looked at it 4 or 5 years ago, they may have said, not really worth my time, or the lost production associated with curtailing some load as a manufacturer. I would say now the economics are substantially different, and it probably makes sense if you haven't looked at what demand response offerings are now, because they've changed dramatically over the last year or two. So, and should continue to provide really good value for end users if they're participating for the foreseeable future.
I like the customer service aspect of Usource, right? Because Holly mentioned she'd love to spend some time, face to face and getting to know clients, what their needs are, their pain points. And it's interesting too, because it's like when you think about energy in general, from a residential to commercial standpoint, but even as a consumer, it's like you pay the bill when it comes, right? You may have a feeling about it, but most of the time we don't argue or fight back. You guys are willing to come in and making sure you're understanding what you're paying for. And then the other thing is, from a consumer's perspective, we just want to make sure that the lights work, right? And the
Yes,
elect
Yeah.
like so,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and we don't really show concern about it until there's a storm coming, and then we're warned about, hey, get candles and all that sort of thing. So it's good to know that you guys are there in the background and willing to, connect with people and walk them through these processes, because we don't think about it every day. As long as the lights work and I paid my bill, like we're good. But someone's behind the scenes knowing, like, hey, we want to make sure this works for you. You're taking advantage of it. You're paying the right cost. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, a lot of what we do is customer education focused,
Mhm.
right? It's like helping them understand and putting them in a position to make decisions.
Yes.
Ah, I like it. Then are we transitioning now or what? What are we looking like?
Sure. I mean, I was actually going to ask about some highlights of the year because I know this has been a pretty rough year from both the weather and political standpoint, which has impacted prices and everything. Tell us about like how maybe not how that stuff specifically has impacted you, but just like the year in general.
Yeah, for sure. So we can I personally am proud of how many clients I have enrolled in demand response. Again,
Nice.
that's something Tom touched on. I feel like with rising capacity costs in PJM, it's been rewarding to be able to connect my clients to a program that incentivizes them to curtail their loads.
Nice.
And I'm happy to talk more about that program if you want, but I won't steal Tom's thunder if you want to talk about your highlights.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think taking advantage of the opportunities and helping clients really navigate these high capacity costs, I think has been a really a bright spot, not only with Usource, but just in general across the board. I think organizationally, you know, demand response is really it's a concept that came out of the fact that grid operators were like, look, it's more efficient and less expensive for us to pay people to curtail the load during those peak few hours every year that we might have issues, as opposed to building more generation that's just going to sit there and only be used for 8 to 10 hours a year perhaps. So it's a great reoccurring revenue stream for clients. You get a summer test, a winter test, and as long as there's no events, you're not getting called to really do much. And so again, the economics are really beneficial if you have some load flexibility. Great opportunity to look at it. If you're like, hey, I don't know what I can do. Maybe I could do something. Maybe I can't. I'm not really sure. Again, this is where it really behooves us that we've got engineers on staff that can help clients understand what load they can actually shed and approximately how much they might be able to shed. So, I think having those resources is invaluable for us to be able to engage with New Jersey BIA clients and help navigate them through this process.
And
Awesome.
as you guys, I'm sorry, Vin, as you guys continue to say load and the management, and that's just particular, like usage. Is that a good equivalent to kind of? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. And I'll just say this: we talk a lot about electricity. It's a big market. We also help clients with natural gas as well. So if they have natural gas needs, there's less moving components on the gas side, but there's still some issues out there that people need to be aware of. So we can help on both sides.
Nice.
All right, Randy, I think you've got some trivia questions for us. So let's.
I do.
Let's
boy.
I like to challenge the folks that are experts in their field to just completely catch them off guard. This is something that we don't pre-discuss, so they're going to be getting it, fresh off the press, like Vinny is as well. So if you guys have your Sharpies and your paper, we got a few questions to challenge you guys a little bit. These are non-energy related questions. Non-energy related questions.
Sure.
No advantages to anyone here. Question number 1. Let's see what we got. All right. Winning the big award in 2004, what New Jersey set HBO program was the first cable show to win the Emmy for Outstanding Drama? New Jersey set HBO program in 2004 won the Emmy for Outstanding Drama.
Should I hold up my answer? Should I give them a fair shot?
Just a quick second, Holly. See what you got.
All right.
Hold them up. Let's go. Hey, I like
that
Sopranos.
Nice.
3 for 3 right there.
It's one of the best shows.
Listen, I'm a big fan. That's a whole nother show. We'll go on that another time.
You know what? The funny thing is, I've seen like 2 episodes. The only reason I even got that right.
Shame on you with the name like
suspend his license now.
I know. The only reason I think I even got that right was because I was like, what was even on HBO in 2004?
Suspend Vin's license right now. Here's another one. College of New Jersey. This was the tricky part. So the College of New Jersey is the original name of what private research university? The College of New Jersey is the original name of what private research university? I got you, Holly. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, the gears are really turning. Wow, I'm actually, I'm nervous to hold up my answer.
The College of New Jersey is the original name of what private research university? What do you got, Tom? Hold them up.
I got the Edison Institute.
Nice try. What do you got, Vin?
I wrote Princeton.
What do you got, Holly?
I also said Princeton. Okay, Vinny, this makes me feel better.
Princeton University is correct.
There we go.
Correct.
Oh my God. I know my Jersey stuff.
I was getting a little tripped up there because when you talked about like the original name, I know
Yeah.
TCNJ was not always called
Yeah.
TCNJ, so I was trying to remember, was it Trenton State? I think like TCNJ used to be called. So I was gonna write that, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not the question here.
That's what would have confused me as well. Good job, then. Way to go, Holly. Tom, here you go. You can redeem yourself with this one.
All right.
Actually, here, we'll go here. Which New Jersey shore town is known for its annual polar bear plunge held on New Year's Day? Which New Jersey shore town is known for its annual polar bear plunge held on New Year's Day? And I'll give you choices. It's going to be Asbury Park, Seaside Heights, Ocean City, or Long Beach Island. Annual polar bear plunge held every year on New Year's Day.
Why would we have a polar bear plunge?
I've seen it on the news. I've seen it on News 12. I'm not gonna
Remember on Lost when they found a polar bear on the island and everybody was like, "That's insane! Why would there be a polar bear?"
I'm gonna go LBI.
LBI.
I went with Seaside. I really don't know.
Seaside is correct, Vin.
Oh,
Seaside.
3 for 3. Look at that.
I guess you have to go now.
I do.
Yeah,
you have to go represent Vinnie.
Here, I got one more just for a bonus, right? And then we'll wrap up. It says, what is the New Jersey state motto? It's unofficial. However, it is on the New Jersey seal.
I got that.
Motto. It's unofficial, but it's on the New Jersey seal. It's a 2-word, 3-word kind of statement or motto. New Jersey state motto unofficially, but it is on the New Jersey state seal.
I mean, if it's on the New Jersey state seal, I feel like that's pretty official, Like, I don't know. I got forget about it. Is that on the seal? Did they put that on the seal?
It's on the unofficial seal.
Sure.
Any other guesses here?
I was going to say the Garden State because I see that anytime I drive over the GWB, you see the big sign, "Welcome to New Jersey, the Garden State." And then,
any guess, Holly? Any guess?
Oh my gosh, no! I'm not even gonna embarrass myself like
liberty
that,
and prosperity. Liberty.
Okay,
and
I figured it had to be something like that.
Yeah.
New Jersey, especially the prosperity aspect. I mean, New Jersey's such a hub for innovation and manufacturing, so it works well.
Nice.
I like it.
I like it. Go ahead, Vin.
Holly, Tom, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, take advantage of Usource's services, how could they do that?
Yeah, so I do know on the New Jersey BIA's page, there's a contact form you're more than welcome to fill out. It reaches out to me, Holly Taylor, directly, but I'm also happy to provide my email, which is holly.taylor@usourceenergy.com. Please email me. I promise we will set something up, and we can definitely help you out and provide a free bill audit.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Thomas.Dyer@usourceenergy.com as well. I know that's a little bit of a mouthful.
DYER, right?
DYER, yeah, correct. I got one for you two though, Vinnie and Randy. So I lived in New Jersey for a long, long time. My wife was in the state for 27 years, born and bred. Are you Giants, Jets, or Eagles? Kind of depending upon where you guys.
I'm South Jersey, so
okay,
you know where we are.
I know where you're at.
This could be green if I had the choice. It would all be green.
Oh, there you go.
I know this is going to sound crazy. I never really got into football. I mean, if I had to pick one, I think I like the Jets, but it's just not really my thing. But I don't know. I guess I love the Eagles in the sense of like how crazy they are and how crazy the fans are specifically. Like when they lose, they have to like grease the poles to make sure that people don't climb up them.
Win or lose, Vin.
And I was gonna say, when they win, it's even worse. They won the Super Bowl. The city of Philadelphia almost burned to the ground. Like they won the
game. We feel like we have a personal stake in the Eagles, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, sure. I always say every Sunday when you wake up, you put on your uniform, which is Eagles green. I mean, you walk outside, the babies are dressed in Eagles gear. The dogs are dressed in Eagles gear. It is just that hometown pride.
It's
Tom,
a way of life.
What's your answer, Tom?
Yeah, I got to go. Having worked at a retailer that had an ownership in the Jets, I'm going to go with the Jets. Although my entire family, extended family, I'll kid you not, they are Giants fans. And it's interesting over the years. Yeah, my wife, huge Giants fan, but I go for the Jets if I'm talking AFC.
I went to a concert in the spring. A BI partner invited me, and I'm walking through a MetLife Stadium. I'm like, what am I doing in here?
Sacrilege.
Enemy territory.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got to thank you guys. This has been absolutely fantastic. We really appreciate the opportunity.
Pleasure's been all ours.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
But yes, as all great things must come to an end, so too must this episode of Planet New Jersey. But please, if you're enjoying the show, like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz to make sure you never miss an episode. Until next time, for Randy Stevens, I'm Vinnie Civitillo, thanking you for joining us on NJBIA's Planet New Jersey.